Hi guys, welcome to Angel Chat. Mickey here with Eilish in the background on her pillow, favorite spot here. So happy Friday, I hope you are well, thank you for watching. So today we're gonna cover important topic and I will try to explain as to why we humanity is where we are, why the planet is upside down, why the chaos, and what is going on from a spiritual perspective. It's a little bit noisy, guys, because we have fires near us. Fortunately, not too near, but we live on a lake, so a lot of helicopters are sucking water from the lake in order to fight the fires. Bless them. So the last few days is kind of very noisy and sad, really. So hoping for the best for the people that are affected by the fires. So just so you know, if it's noisy in the background, that is why I'm not recording outside today as well. Usually, you know, I prefer to record the videos from being in nature. So at the moment, on planet Earth, humanity, the energy that lead the way is the mind which attached to the senses lead the way. Essentially, you know that I was teaching that in previous video. The concept is that we have the two energies within the body, reside within the body. The energy of the personality, we can call it the mind, we can call it the ego, we can call it the senses that kind of connected to the mind, that has to connect to the material world, to this dimension. And then there is, of course, the beauty of the soul, which is a part or a fragment, tiny part of the creator that reside within the physical body. And by our choices, by our free will, we are here on planet Earth, knowingly or unknowingly, supposed to align or choose who we are aligning, what energy we feeding, what energy we are embracing. If we are negative in nature, if we are, for lack of better word, let's use the phrase not spiritual. Spiritual has to do with the concept of believing that there is a soul with the body, believing in positivity, believing in growing and expanding, being good, doing good. That's kind of, in a nutshell, the concept of spirituality. So when we do that, when we are spiritual, we project an energy that is compatible with the energy of our soul. Sometimes we can call it higher self, there are other names to it, within the physical body, and therefore align ourselves with it. When we align ourselves with the soul through the behavior, through positivity, soul, which is a part of the creator, essentially we are aligned with that energy as well. So we project an energy. Everything is energy. Our behavior are energy, our thoughts are energy, our intention are energy. So when we align with the correct energy, hopefully with the soul within the body, we project that energy into the world, into the collective energy of humanity. At the same time, if we are unaware of spirituality, don't believe in soul, don't care, allow the mind, allow the senses to take over, which will include greed, which will include anger, which will include power, which will include control, which will include envy, and all those really, really harsh negative aspects that again also have their own energy. So the more we feed them, the more they grow in power, and the more what happens is that is the attention we put on. So the mind again is in control, and the soul, of course, still reside within the body, hide there, if you will, and don't just remain dormant for hopefully a little bit or the rest of the journey, and of course come back here and try again. So that is So the mind over the time throughout the globe kind of gather momentum. Essentially, I would use the phrase, the more and more individual got detached from their soul within the body, from positivity, and projected an energy to the collective energy of humanity, attached or I guess I would use the phrase attached or affected by individuals. So the individual, we contribute to the collective, and in return the collective affect us. So simple words, more and more people on planet Earth right now are disconnect from the higher self, disconnect from the creator, which is the same essentially thing, and feed or align with the mind. In that aspect, once again, it's affect the collective, that growing power. Remember also, guys, that everything acts as a law of attraction, meaning we get what we project. The more positivity we send out with our behavior and free will and action and intention, the more we will attract the same kind of people, circumstances, opportunities, meaning positive attract positive, negative attract and negative. And since planet Earth right now is governed by negative action, it projects energy that attract the same kind of people. So even that kind of growing power. So there is a less, the scale is kind of tilted towards the negativity right now. And again, energy doesn't stay still. It's either get better or it's get worse. And right now that's where it is. So it's going into direction where it's escalating. Of course, again, we're talking about the different kind of negativity, and every country which have its own problem, own negativity, own individual negative that project, but really it's the same concept because it is under the umbrella of humanity. Just because it called country A and not country B doesn't mean it's different. Still humanity, we're still under the same laws. So that is, so again, that negative energy at the moment grow and grow in power, accumulate more and more excuse me, guys, accumulate more and more problem, accumulate more and more challenges. As you can see, it is escalating and escalating. Now, it will eventually come to a point where humanity, human beings, would come to a point where we would need to wake up. We would realize that that is not working for us. We're not there yet. That's why it's gathering in power. Or I would use the phrase, instead of gathering power, getting worse. But we would come to a point where we realize it doesn't work for us any longer. It just doesn't. You can take that and apply it even, let's say, to relationship, where a couple fight and fight and fight, and it's escalate and escalate. And at some point, it's just going to have to be a resolution. Whether it's push the couple to get better, go seek a therapy, or decides that it's not worth splitting up, or splitting up. Either way, there is so much that an energy is kind of like a balloon. Eventually, it would have to just explode. So that will kind of is to where we're going into. How it's going to happen, unknown. Of course, there is the creator. There is other forces that govern everything. What I am merely presenting today is the concept. There is so much things can grow and grow in negative power, where eventually something would have to happen with humanity. I know a lot of people don't like that phrase and use it for different people, but I guess I would use the phrase maybe a reset, or maybe an opportunity for humanity to wake up and say, you know what, that doesn't quite work for us. It doesn't work. We have to kind of find another way. So unfortunately, that is the direction I believe we are going, and we are in the midst of it, because we need to wake up. And negativity, although no one want to experience, again, whether it is our our individual life. We don't want challenges, we don't want negativity, we don't want pain and misery and suffering, but part of the pain and misery and suffering in this dimension is there designed, pre-designed there for us to push us to change. If we have no pain and suffering and misery, we will not change. Even if we reflected on your own individual life, you said, you know what, I changed because I had enough. I didn't want to suffer anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to be negative anymore. Meaning, it's designed there to be kind of push us, essentially push us to change. So again, I am often going back here to individual because you apply that to the collective. It is the same thing. As to when does it happen, a lot of people ask, when does it happen? There are no time frame. There are no prediction. There are no fortune telling. It depends how bad we get. It depends how, as to into what degree, into what manner, and again, everyone around the world would be different. Again, I'm merely presenting here as to the direction we're going. Also, having said all that, which is a little negative, I know, guys, there is a lot of positivity. If you pay attention, really, there are a lot of more and more human beings awakening right now, more and more teachers that help other people, whether through books, whether through teaching, whether through various ways to come to spirituality. I mean, there are more and more people that surface up that I can maybe use the phrase awakening, where it doesn't work for them anymore. So that also projects an energy, and that also grow in power. Remember, energy don't stay still. It's either grow better or worse. So if you really look between the lines, there are also some awakening. Obviously, the positive energy is not nearly as powerful to take over the collective as the negative right now, which is why we are where we are. But it's growing, which why in the topic I say is New Earth. Someone sent me an email and used that phrase, New Earth. Excuse me, guys. A lot of people use that phrase, New Earth. I kind of like it, meaning a different ways of the globe, different energy of humanity, a little more united, a little bit more loving, more positive. Is that coming our way? Yes, it should come our way. We're not supposed to cease to exist. Of course not. As to when, we don't know. We cover that. But that also happened. There is a movement, I guess I can use that phrase, of positivity start to surface up. So why am I bringing that up? Well, we will tip the scale to positive if more of us, more individual, turn more spiritual, and not just spiritual. I mean, you can be religion also being a wonderful person, towards positivity. Stop fighting, stop judging, stop, review your own anger, your own reaction, your own positivity. Be good, do good, and project that to the collective. So eventually the combination of humanity would had enough, nothing worked for us anymore. We tried everything. We tried the war and the fighting and the greed and all that, and it just doesn't work anymore. So in a combination between that and the combination of more and more, there is a wake up of more and more people that waking up to positivity. Hopefully the combination of two will start to tilt the scale, if you will, and we would indeed reach or start to build what people sometimes refer to a new earth or a new energy. But we are in the midst of it, guys. A lot of time I use the phrase, we are in the midst of a collective lesson, humanity, that affect individually, very much so. Also important to understand that the collective affect us individually in many ways. For example, I see more and more couples into problems, teenagers they're very confused. A lot of them don't want to even be here, teenager, which is already kind of a difficult time, obviously. Babies have more tantrum. Everyone is tired. People sleep 9 hours, exhausted, tired. I hear so many people tell me, I am just constantly tired because, again, then the collective affect us individually. It's just connected. A lot of people also have weird symptoms, like the physical body is affected as well. It's mind, body, spirit, obviously. So a lot of people have bizarre symptoms. They rush to the ER and nothing wrong with them. It doesn't show in tests, what I'm saying. And unfortunately, there are also a lot of illnesses that exaggerate right now and escalate. So that is why it's important to know that if we have the opportunity to even do a little bit, even go a little bit, even understanding videos like that, and understanding that it starts with us individually, that's not a cliche concept, it's absolutely so, then eventually more and more of us, which start happening, like I said, with the help of the Creator, with the help, there's a lot of light beings that helping us. Of course, they are bound by free will. We allow, and they're not allowed to interfere with our free will. And right now, our free will towards positive is very sluggish and slow, which why it stretch the suffering. Nonetheless, we do have a lot of help, and eventually it will tilt. So everything starts with us, guys. As you know, this is a basic spiritual concept, of course. I hope I cover basically the main concept. I hope you can understand and take it seriously to see how you can also contribute to the collective, contribute to positivity, or more so contribute to project the correct energy, certainly different than what it is right now. So sorry it was a bit long today, guys. I knew it would be. I just wanted to mention the main things. So take good care, take care of yourselves, guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye. Thank you.